See how can I measure the appropriate use of Tavi even if I'm not in the heart surgery department. So we start from guidelines. As you can see from guidelines, NICE, the National Institute of Healthcare and Care Excellence in England, tell us that unsuitable patient for surgical aortic valve replacement, there is efficacy of Tavi. The evidence are adequate. While there is no adequate, so it's inadequate, evidence for patients with high risk. In this case, we still can do some cases, but should be under the clinical governance, research and control. So, from this point, we can summarize like this. Absolute contraindication to surgery, we have two separate markets between Tavi and not Tavi. On the other side, high risk, there is overlapping. This patient could actually get one, but can also go in Tavi. But as you can see, this overlapping is small. There is no big overlapping. So here is like if I open a restaurant, here I open a drugstore. Here is like I open a restaurant and a kebab. Huh? So there is overlapping because some people will be steal from one shop to the other. So you know Tavi, the cost of the normal valve is around 3,000 euros, at least in Italy, and it's around 20,000 plus taxes, or 23,000 for the Tavi. So it's quite higher. So what we have done, we create, as the clinical guidelines suggested, a multidisciplinary team, the heart team, where we include the cardiac surgeons, interventional cardiologists, the pharmacists, and the clinical governance unit. And we create a clinical pathway. So here, of course, it's small, but it's also in Italian, because what I want to show is not the sequence, because you know the sequence. What I want to show is we map the sequence. So everything should be accountable. When we should use one, when we should not use the other one. So it's clear, okay? And of course, we include also the off-label area. So we actually map, and we decide when yes and when is no. Next step, we create a form where we include the name of the patient, recording everything for the supervision, and with information about clinical data and so on. But I want to point out that there is a triple signature at the end where the heart surgeon, the interventional cardiologist, and the cardiologist sign together what will be of the patient. So there is an agreement between them what is the fate of the patient. So after 1 year, we went back and we checked crossing all the database from the hospital, the pharmacy, and all the information systems. And this is the result. The form was not completed for all the patients. In the heart surgery department, some were missing and some were incomplete. When incomplete, I'm talking about missing the signature. Interventional cardiologist was even worse, as you can see. This is the reimbursement. Okay, the green one is how much the Tavi costs. In heart surgery, it costs less. In interventional cardiology, it costs a little bit more because they are different. The valve is different. And this is the reimbursement, the mean reimbursement that we have on our patients. So this is what the government is giving us. It's giving us 20,000 euros and 760 euros, and we spend all of it in the valve. With 760 euros, we have to pay the surgeon, the nurse, the cleaning lady, electricity, everything else, the sutures. This is the interventional cardiologist. They were not coding right. They were coding as valvuloplasty because there is no specific code for Tavi. So instead of valve replacement, they code valvuloplasty. And of course, it's a cheaper reimbursement. So we were losing a lot of money, as you can see. So, what we have done, the red line is our center before Tavi. So it's the total number of aortic valve implants, biological valve with aortic stenosis, from year 2000 to 2008. There were no Tavi in our hospital. Then the Tavi arrived and went to the interventional cardiology first and then to heart surgery department. The blue one is the total number of Tavi. As you can see, it goes up. Huh? And the green one it's the standard valve, the biological standard valve, the green one, okay? Of course, the blue one includes the green and the Tavi. Tavi will be from the difference between the blue and the green. So, what we have done? We took the monthly rate of operation in our hospital every month from January 2000 to February 2012. And this is total implants, is Tavi and normal biological valve. Of course, before 2008 it was not only but normal biological valve. This statistical analysis looks for changes. And you can see there is no angulation on the line. It just has a line going up, but there is no angulation. That means that if we see before, the blue line, it's in the trend. There is no increase of new patients in our hospital. Or at least there is no a number significant enough to make a change in our hospital. So actually, Tavi didn't bring more patients to our hospital. Or at least we didn't operate them. So this time is only biological valve standard. 2008, everything looks the same, exactly as before. Interventional cardiology starts, and it looks exactly as the same trend as before. And then cardiac surgery starts. So now, if we have to operate patients that are in a different market, they are independent market, like dress and restaurant, we should expect a stable or an increase. Maybe an increase because we want more patients. Maybe more patients are coming to our hospital thinking about Tavi, and then they get a normal patient. But this is the reality. There is an angulation, a significant angulation on the trend. So the trend is going actually down. That means that the two markets in our hospital is not independent. One is stealing the patient from the other one. We open another restaurant next by. Okay? Or the other explanation is that normal patients are running away. But it doesn't look right. So, is there inappropriateness? Maybe. Let's see. So, I want to quantify the inappropriateness. How much is inappropriate? Yes, a little bit, a lot. So, we took a linear regression analysis of the time where Tavi was not there. And if Tavi were never arrived, in 2012 we would be expecting 147 patients of normal biological valves. So we put this on the graphic before, and we can see that this is the inappropriateness. We are quantifying the inappropriateness. We don't know if the name is Mark or John. We know that some of them are inappropriate. I cannot tell you which patient, but I can tell you that some patients are inappropriate. If those is inappropriate, this is the appropriateness, is the ratio, what we should have. 140 for 2011 and 21. So if this is the appropriate ratio of this year, 140 divided by 21 is 6,6, means that every 6,6 normal valve, I should put one Tavi. Okay? So, if I move this for the next year, using the same ratio, the 147 divided by 6 is 22 Tavi. 23, of course, there is an interval of confidence. Huh? So, we actually have, we can estimate how many Tavis our hospital, including heart surgery and interventional cardiology, should be allowed to put it on. Okay. Of course, I cannot decide the patient. I still pointed that out. So, we went further ahead in the follow-up, and this is the appropriateness thanks to the pressure of clinical governance. We have more forms completed. Now, interventional cardiology are very good, and heart surgery are a little bit worse. Okay? But you can see that now it's bigger, the number of patients with a complete form. So, what I want to show you here is the same graphic as before. 2008, total number, and this is the green one as before that we saw. So, 2012, clinical governance is putting pressure on heart surgery department interventional cardiologists. What happens? So here we have without clinical governance, and here we have with clinical governance. The normal number of operations goes up. And not only to linear regression, it goes to logarithmic regression, because of course we should use logarithmic regression to see that we have a new device, so there is an innovation. So actually it goes straight to the point, exactly where we were planning. And as you can see, even Tavi is raising up. Then of course we have all the hospital to check out. So we stop watching heart surgery and interventional cardiology. What we expect from that? This is the next years. Okay? The normal valve drops down, even worse than before, and Tavi drops as well. But it's still high. And you can see the difference here is huge. So there is even more inappropriateness. Okay? So, conclusion, clinical governance increase the appropriateness and create economical impact, increase the number of heart team evaluation, and we force optimization of coding reimbursement. So we increase appropriateness and accountability. We reduce the number of Tavi from 52 to 23, while the surgeons were asking more valve than 43, 55. So actually we saved 32 valves. Of course, these 32 valves were used for other kind of the other operations, so we cannot save the entire valve because we are putting the normal valve. So we save 20,000 for every operation, and we are saving 640,000 euros. But I want to highlight that it's not a question of money, it's a question of giving the right operation to the right patient. And that's the appropriateness and increase the life of patients. So, for a discussion, new technology, especially with limited clinical limitation and high cost, should be centralized to permit higher volume cases. This is not me, it's Christensen, one of the highest more important economists in the world. And this can allow better and more controlled appropriateness and can reduce overhead burden costs. At the same time, I would like to leave you with this sentence: the people and the problems flow the technology rather than vice versa. That's what is today and what we have to change if we want to respond to crisis. Thank you very much for your kind attention.